souls who may be watching, I am but a simple ghost, or wraith, as you may say. Here from a short distance of history away, from American colonial times, that is when I lived. I visit you, sent here by my master, for whose name is not important. You do not need to know his name. No, you don't. Not important. But he has sent me here to inform you all of some of the most interesting things that I have picked up in watching America grow from its colonial age. So allow me to show all of you, to tell all of you of some interesting facts about colonial America that my master has wanted me to share with all of you. Some of the things you may have never known, and some of the things you may thought you did, but you didn't. No, you did not. No. No, you had known it. No, you didn't know. You didn't know. You didn't know. You didn't know. You thought you knew, but you didn't. You didn't know. You thought you knew, but you didn't. No. You didn't know. You didn't know. You didn't know. You didn't. No. You didn't know. You didn't know. If only you had known. If only you had known. If only. But that's okay, because I am here sent to you from my master to tell you. Yes, so let's get started. Yes. The first bit of information he wanted me to tell you. Allow me to tell you that George Washington, yes, I'm sure you know who he is. He actually was not the first president to live in the White House. John Adams and his wife Abigail were. Sorry to disappoint you, if that's not what you wanted to hear. Did you know it? Did you know it? Did you know that? Did you know it? Did you know it? Did you know it? Did you know it? Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know it? Did you know it? Did you know it? Did you know that? I wonder if you did. And if you did, congratulations. It was very important news. My next news is that Independence Day did not happen on July 4th. July 2nd was the day that Congress actually voted to free this country from British rule. However, John Hancock, he wrote the first signature on the Declaration of Independence on July 4th. So in reality, are we really celebrating July 4th for Independence Day? Or are we celebrating that day because John Hancock wrote his signature that day? I don't know. You tell me. Something else my master wanted me to inform everyone. There's more than one copy of the original Declaration of Independence. Many people think there's only one. That's not true. 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 No. No, that's not true. That's not true. There's actually only 26 copies that survive today, but hundreds were made. Yes, you don't think they would only have had one, did you? That wouldn't have been very smart. Did you know that? If you did, then you may not know that 8 of the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence, they were British. Yes, they were British. How controversial, but the truth. Very strange, I know, and I knew you did not know that. No, they were not colonists, they were British. Yes, interesting facts. I could care less to tell you, but this is what my master has put me in charge of doing. So it must be done. It must be done, must be done. Yes, it must be done, it must be done, must be done. It must be done. Before I fly away, it must be done, it must be done. Some more of the facts that he wanted me to tell you. It would seem that the Statue of Liberty, it's not actually in New York. No, it's not. It's in New Jersey. Did you know that? It's made of fully copper, and it was gifted to the US from France in October 1886. This very month that we lie in. How interesting, of course. I'm sure you didn't know that it was made of copper, and if you did, then you did not know that it was brought to us in October. Now you know, 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 now you know. Yes, you know now, don't you? A modern fact in full for you. I learned this on my way over to you. Did you know that Americans eat about 100 acres of pizza each day? I did not know that. That's something I learned. Yes, I certainly learned that and I enjoy it. It's a wonderful little fact. Not that I care. I'm just trying to tell you the stuff that my master told you. Why I told you that, I don't know. But there's another piece to the puzzle. Would you like to hear it? The other piece is the fact that Harvard was the first university in the United States. I actually attended Harvard myself when I was alive. It was actually founded in 1636 in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So if any other university in this country boasts that they were the first, unless it's Harvard, they do not know. They do not know, they do not know, they do not know. They do not know, they do not know, they do not know, they do not know, they do not know. As I've travelled through time to get to you, I met a man named Abraham Lincoln, another president. Yes, did you know, and I bet you did not know this, that same man is in the Wrestling Hall of Fame, for he won 299 out of his 300 fought wrestling matches. Pretty crazy. Yes, I know. I didn't believe it myself. But hey, just like teachers, US presidents have lives outside. Yes, they do. He also literally created the Secret Service the day of his assassination. But their purpose was to combat widespread currency counterfeiting. In 1901, their purpose was changed to protect the president. Why it took that long, I do not know. Rest in peace, Abraham Lincoln, yes. Back in my day, there was a man named Paul Revere. Yes, Paul. Me and him were friends. He was a good man. He was a good man. Haven't seen him in death, but maybe someday I'll come across him one day. Did you know he never actually shouted, "The British are coming"? It's a big thing that your age has put together. It was never shouted. No, the history books are wrong. They 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 are wrong, for he was quiet and stealthy in telling his fellow colonists. He never once made a loud shout. He didn't want to be caught, for if these men were caught, for the British were probably out and about, in forests just waiting and watching. If these men were caught, they would have been hung, surely. Also, did you know Washington was not the first person to appear on the $1 bill? No, the first person was Salmon P. Chase. Chase was the Secretary of Treasury during the Civil War in 1862, and he had designed the country's first banknotes. I bet you did not know that, unless you own one of those dollars, because those are not just worth $1 anymore. I assure you. I am quite sure those are worth a lot more. An interesting fact that my master told me to tell all of you is that Uncle Sam was a real person named Samuel Wilson. He was a meat packer in Troy, New York. He fought in the American Revolution and was given the nickname Uncle Sam for his good nature. I was good friends with him. I would know. The soldiers from Troy, New York, would joke that the initials U.S. that were on the meat barrels that he provided to troops actually stood for Uncle Sam, and the U.S. branding expanded to all the United States military items. So the next time you see U.S., you can better be sure it came from Uncle Sam. What a small world after all, yeah? Yes. Another one. Your Mall of America I have found. It's called the Mall of America. Did you know it was actually owned by Canadians? I bet you didn't know that. And if you do, I do apologize, because that's not very American. But it's still a really fun place to go, and you should go visit, yes. I do traveling too, even in death. I went there. I go shopping, even if I can't touch physical things. It is what it is. I can pretend, right? Quit judging me. I'm just a wraith. Yes. I will finish them off. Did you know that Russia sold Alaska to the U.S. for literally pennies? Yes, when that deal was being made, I was there, I listened. The price that Russia sold Alaska to the U.S. was for $7.2 million, and that amounts to about 2 cents per acre. They got Alaska for a steal. Yes, they did. Yes. Another thing. The Liberty Bell. I'm sure you all have seen it. No? Well, if you haven't, you need to. Go look on it. The word Pennsylvania is misspelled. Something you should all know, yes. It's very important. Another thing about Alaska, did you know there is an actual town in Alaska? They all live under one roof. Yes, the town of Whittier is what it's called. Whittier, I think it's Whittier, yes. And he has about 220 people. They all live under one roof. Yes, one building, that's it. There's no houses, they all live under one building. It's the most oddest thing I've ever seen. Like a big house, yes. Insanely crazy. Very crazy, very crazy, very crazy. Bourbon has been very important in this country over the ages. Did you know that in Kentucky there are more bourbon barrels than people? Bourbon barrels outnumber the state's population by more than 2 million. Kentucky crafts 95% of the world's bourbon supply. I would know, I drank plenty of it back in the day. That and whiskey. Yes, Samuel Adams is a good friend of mine. They're all my friends. Let's just say that. Yes. Did you know the Library of Congress fortress has over 838 miles of bookshelves, which is long enough to stretch from Houston to Chicago. I'm sure you didn't know that. I'm sure you didn't know that. I am surely sure that you didn't know that. I am sure you also didn't know that you can literally get a unicorn hunting license from Michigan's Lake Superior State University. I found that out during my time in Lake Michigan. Yes, it's a very beautiful lake. But can you imagine getting one of those? I could. I actually hold one. Yes, I have one. You should go get one too. I'm not making this up. This is legit. I have it. But don't take my word for it. Go to the university. Perhaps they have online courses as well. Besides, I love online courses. Such a brilliant idea. Did you also know that the Supreme Court is actually not the highest court in the land? There's actually a basketball court not open to the public in the upstairs gym of the Supreme Court. Potentially, this is the highest court in the land. A basketball court. One story above the actual Supreme Court. Interesting. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. It's interesting. On the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C., there is a gargoyle in the image of Darth Vader himself. Yes, I have seen Star Wars. I'm a wraith, I can watch movies. And that Darth Vader gargoyle was inspired by a drawing of my young fan. Even you have the influence. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. I have a few more for you. My master told me to tell you that in the U.S. it takes 1.8 cents to mint a penny. It takes 9.4 cents to mint 1 nickel, while it only takes 4.6 cents to mint a dime. Yes, so that would be why this country is finally having a coin shortage. One of the reasons, probably. Yes. Also, at any given moment, 5,000 commercial airplanes are flying over the United States. And at any given moment I can fly wherever I wish. Airplanes are one heck of an invention, I'll tell you that. There's only a few more that my master wanted me to inform you of. There is an actual candy-filled desk on the Senate floor. There's no food or drink permitted on the Senate floor. None whatsoever. None. But this tradition was started by a California Senator, George Murphy, in 1964, and every senator who occupies the desk is not allowed to touch the candy inside, even though the temptation of what candy might lie inside the desk can eat alive at the soul who sits upon it. I know it would eat me alive, if I weren't already dead. But anyway, so yes, I know this is very interesting fact. I'm just doing what my master told me to do. I've lived through the ages of American history, and I have seen plenty more, but I don't have to tell you those. My master has not told me to tell you. But something else that I can tell you. I can also tell you that the United States is actually the only country in the world that has all of the Earth's 5 climate zones, which are tropical, dry, temperate, continental, and polar. Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that? Now you do. If you didn't know that, now you do. Well, that is everything that my master has informed me to tell you. I must be going now. I have been away for far too long. I must get back to my time. If there are anyone in the comments who would like me to return, all you must do is let me know, and I will gladly come back and tell you some more interesting facts about this country. I've also been around and seen many of the country around the world, many of the continents. I haven't been to every one, but Europe is one that I have occasionally been to. I know world history quite well. When you have all the time in the world, you go through history, go through time. It's what happens in death. If you're dead as a wraith or a ghost, and you're free-spirited. But, alas, I will leave you now. If there are any other requests, perhaps I could make another return. But only if I am needed, and only if Master tells me to. Thank you for your time. And good night, and goodbye. Farewell.